Hi, I'm Jeff, and you're here.
In my pocket dreaming about making my hood glow.
Now, before we get started, Black lives do have and will always matter. There'll be links down in the description for you to check out. Oh, and before I forget, just like apparently y'all did too, arrest the killers of Breonna Taylor. And we're gonna move on to our literary fiction, of which we only have one. I quite enjoy literary fiction now that I think about it. I didn't think I did, but remember I told y'all I reread The Awakening, and I don't know if it was because when I read it in high school, I think I was just being defiant and just not wanting to read anything that Miss Martin assigned. I read it again and I loved it. Anyway, we have a Book of Speculation by Erica Swyler. This is about a young man named Simon Watson, okay? One day there's a mysterious and old book that arrives at his doorstep. He is like, alright, bet, I'm finna read it. Which makes sense, because if I just got a book on my doorstep, which by the way, my Poet X by Elizabeth Acevedo comes in today. Anyway, he finds this mysterious book on his doorstep and he's like, alright, bet, I'm finna read it. And it's filled with whimsical stories of doomed lovers and of mermaids who have drowned. And the mermaids who have drowned stories are really hitting home for him because his mother was a mermaid and she drowned. But you know, you always need a good friend. So Simon's friend Alice is scared for him, like, who sent you this book? Why is it here? Why do you have it? So now Simon is worried because his sister ran off to join the circus 6 years ago, right? And so he's like, what? So now he's reading this book, and I guess it's hitting a little bit too close to home for him. And he's spending the book trying to discover secrets about his family that can either prove or disprove that they're being cursed. Next we have a Crave by Tracy Wolf, and can I just say that this book is giving me Twilight vibes,
but I'm hoping that it's written better.
Don't cancel me, but anyway. This book is written in first person, so there's no name or the character, it's just you. You are immortal, not immortal, you are a mortal at an academy for gods and other supernatural beings, including vampires, okay? You meet Jackson Vega, and there's something that connects the two of y'all. And I guess you guys are friends, maybe you turn into lovers, I'm not sure, okay? Because it's your life, it's your business, do what you want, okay? But there is a monster amongst them. And then you're like, why am I the only mortal in this supernatural situation? And you stop and you think and you're like, am I being used as bait for this monster that y'all have woken up?
Because the monster was asleep before I got there, and now the monster woke, now I get here and the monster woke. Okay.
Figure out if you're just bait, and now you also have to make sure the monster go back to sleep. And you got this Jackson Vega person on top of the fact that, like, you're at school with all of these other beings who can definitely beat you if they wanted to. It sounds messy, so I'm here for it. Next we have our LGBT fiction, which is Girl, Woman, Other by Bernardine Evaristo. So this says it is a portrayal of intersections of identity and a moving and hopeful story of a group of Black British women. And it's also described as a polyphonic social novel. Now we got our romance. Our first romance is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. And I know y'all heard about this book. If you haven't heard about the book, you've probably heard about the movie. But y'all know, I be late, I be tardy for the party.
I'll be tardy for the party.
Rachel Chu accepts an invitation to spend the summer with her boyfriend, Nicholas Young, in Singapore. But she doesn't know he was rich.
She thought he was Singapore.
So now that she finds out that her man is rich, she has to deal with society, this new society, these nosy relatives and scheming social climbers. Next romance novel we have is The Two Lives of Lydia Bird by Josie Silver. On Lydia's 28th birthday, I'm just gonna put this here, her boyfriend, her love, Freddie, dies in a car accident, and she doesn't think she'll ever be able to find love again, okay? But now she finds somebody she really likes, somebody she is falling in love with. But now through like a twisted chain of events, through a portal of some sorts, she has the ability to be with Freddie again as if the accident never happened. Now she's able to live two lives with her two loves, one of which she didn't want to lose in the first place, and the other one that she wants to stay. So this, I feel like, might make me cry. And so, you know what? I forgive the romance aspect for it. Our last romance novel is Anna K by Jenny Lee. This is a modern day Anna Karenina retelling with Asian representation, which is great. Okay, so Anna K is 17 with a boring yet safe boyfriend and a controlling father that she is actually making proud. So good for her. She meets the notorious Alexia Count Vonsky. They fall in love, and then there's this shattering revelation, and she has to decide how much of her current life that she's willing to let go for this new person. Now, our coming of age story is Dear Edward by Anne Napolitano. It's about a 12-year-old boy named Edward. He boards a flight with his brother, his parents, and 183 other passengers. Unfortunately, the plane crashes and Edward becomes the sole survivor. So now this little boy is 12. He's dealing with survivor's remorse, and he's dealing with finding his way through the world without his family, without his brother, living with this guilt of how is it that I'm the only one still alive, and he has to figure out the meaning of life. And I am 99.99837% sure that this book is gonna make me cry. And for that, well, I'm glad I bought extra tissues the other day because I'm going to need them, and I'm so excited. Like, if you haven't noticed, I really enjoy books that might make me cry just because, like, I need that release, okay? So just let me have this, okay? Okay. Our historical fiction, I'm so excited for this, y'all. Like, this is also an anticipated read. The historical fiction we have is The Book of Longing by Sue Monk Kidd. First of all, this cover, y'all see that? Yeah. This cover, this is about Anna, okay? Anna comes from a wealthy family in, wait for it, Galilee. Okay, so let me get into it. She writes narratives about the neglected and silenced women where she's from, so she's a feminist. Just the mere fact that she's actually writing during this time makes her a feminist, and for that I am all for it, okay? She's expected to marry this older widower, but she's refusing. Like, the man is old, and she don't want to marry him, and she shouldn't have to. She meets 18-year-old Jesus. She meets him, and they get married. They fall in love. She's like, who is this son of God, this son of man? I love him, right? Anna and Jesus make a home together with Mary, Jesus' mother, and his brothers, because Jesus did have siblings, okay? Anna's brother, y'all, is Judas. Judas Iscariot. The man who betrayed Jesus. Like, that's so messy. So she does something, but okay, so Judas is not the only rebel in the family because Anna commits a crime. And she has to go to Alexandria. So she flees, to Alexandria. And this book is said to focus on the humanity of Jesus, and yes, it's a historical fiction. But this book focuses on the humanity of Jesus if he did get married. This book isn't about Jesus though. It's about Anna. It's about one woman's bold struggle to realize her passion and potential in a society that is determined to silence her. So now we have our dystopian novel, which is The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. And I'm so grateful to my friend Kayla for sending this to me, even though I told her not to. This book is told in the point of view of Offred, Offred, right? So the United States has become the Republic of Gilead. Now in Gilead, women are oppressed. They are broken down into submission. These handmaids are sent into these households of these rich men, and they bear children for the men, for their wives, not through like in vitro or anything. Like, these men basically are raping these women, and then they're giving birth and giving the baby away to the mother, who is, if they're like Serena, they're all god awful, okay? Offred is just trying to rebel. Like, she's telling y'all that this is not right. And the thing is that this, well, the show, right, is just so close. Like, we're literally like a twinge, a teens away from this possibly becoming our reality. And that's scary, but that's also really intriguing, which I think is why the show is doing so well, honey.
Granted, that's fair because it is a triggering show. So if you haven't seen it, I'm not gonna judge you too hard, but I'm judging you just a little bit, you know?
Our other YA book is Black Girl Unlimited by Echo Brown. This book follows our main character, Echo Brown, who lives in, she's a wizard living in the east side of Cleveland. She goes to this prestigious school now, and the school allows her to open portals into different worlds, something that her society and her old school, like, just the means were not there for that to happen. But now this new situation that she is in has allowed her to do that. She realizes that there are dangers in the place that make you, and the veil that was shielding her from the dangers and from the evils of where she's from, like, it's starting to lift. And so now she has to recalibrate her whole mind and either figure out, like, she has to figure out what to do. Our biography, honey, is Too Much and Never Enough: How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man by Mary L. Trump. Now, Mary, this book is bound to be messy with an I. I'm ready. I'm ready. And lastly, we have a sequel, One of Us Is Next. I have One of Us Is Lying. Hopefully having the sequel will convince me to read the first one. This follows new students though. Basically the premise of One of Us Is Lying is that these kids are in detention together. Something happens and they have to figure out which one of them is lying. My friend Michelle, I talk about her a lot, but it's fine. My friend Michelle read One of Us Is Lying and she really enjoyed it, and so I know I'm gonna really enjoy it. So I just picked up the second one because I feel like once I'm done the first one, I'm just going to want to read the second one automatically. Alright, y'all, that's all the books that I have to read today. I have to go because I have books to read. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, as well as please, please, please don't forget to stream Callie Machiavelli's Technicality. Get it up there. It's currently number 7 on the charts. It needs to be top 5, period. Again, I'll have all his links down in the description bar below. And yeah, so yeah, I will see you seeing me in the next one. Bye.